Hello everyone, today I finished socks bigger size, 12 inches. So that would be 45 European size. I don't know the US. I know you have women and men, but that's my thank you socks. So I'm so thrilled to finish them. As you can see, there are too big for my sock blockers. If you think how much is all that much, but I love them so much. I mixed just 3 leftovers to create these and love it. So if you've never knitted socks before, I would say go down below. There are links to 2 tutorials the way I like to knit socks, toe-up socks. Very simple, 2 at a time. That's how I started, but you may like a different way when I start knitting more socks. But then I went to 9-inch circular needles, and that needs a little bit adjustment period. It's just letting you know, and that is called 1 at a time. So check it out. These I knitted using sport weight yarn, exactly the same way as I have in the tutorial. 1 at a time toe-up socks. I use US size 2, which is 2.75mm needles for sport weight. No, for fingering weight, I normally use US size 1, which is 2.25mm needles, just in case you are wondering. I start using magic loop, needles on longer cable, and I switch adjusting it in the tube until I run off the yarn, or I decide it's long enough, and then I come back with the longer circular knitting needles. And using magic loop, I'm finishing with afterthought heel. And for more kind of notes for myself, I casted on 24 stitches, which is 12 stitches per knitting needles. I increased it using yarn over toe, which is also a free knitting tutorial on this channel, until I reach 60 stitches. So whoo! But because I knew I'm going to do 1 by 1 rib, it would not affect anything in my sock, and thicker yarn you use, tractor. Thicker yarn you use, you have to be more aware how many stitches you have on your needles. You can kind of go with the flow if you have fingering weight, and you know, 2-3 stitches here and there will not make a lot of difference, but thicker yarn you use, it will. So I went with the 60, I'm just guessing actually that it will be okay. And I went to 70 rounds. I marked for the afterthought heel, and then I did over here 40 rounds, and I did 10 rounds ribbing, 1 by 1 ribbing with tubular bind off, and I did afterthought heel, but starting with 4 rounds just for the future. And these socks are for the person who saved our roof. Let me show you yarn. Okay, so I don't have any full skeins of sport weight yarn at this stage in my yarn stash. So what I found was a yarn that I use it all. That's why I can't even show you leftovers, which is this one. So for instance, I use this, and as you can see, they're separate balls, and one is lighter than the other, and obviously when I weight them, I start with the one that is lighter. So I know when I'm using the one that we have more yardage in it, I will have enough. I won't run out, and it should be okay. However, I thought I might finish at the same spot, but when I was just checking how they knit up, you can't actually notice that much. So just to point it out, you may see that before the heel in this sock, we don't have any grays. Over here we start to have some grays. That means that I initiated knitting this yarn a little bit earlier than the other one, I think, over here. But at the end of the day, they're quite the same, so you can't even see it, to be honest, because I might have started in the blue one. I did not make them matchy or anything like that, so I went with the flow. So I decided to use all of this yarn, and then mixing every second. When I started knitting the foot with this yarn, I have a leftover from one ball. I don't have leftover from another ball, and because I run out of yarn while I was knitting the foot, and you may notice that I have heel in the same yarn. Luckily, when I was going through my stash, and I recorded a video about it for my lovely members, check down below, there is a join button. You can see it on your computer. It looks like this, and you have an extra content, which I have my Knitters Daily mix and some videos and footage. We'll try to put over that as an extra. just saying. So I found this ball, which is exactly, I think, the same, and I use that for the heel in both cases. And all that, if you're interested, I may not be able to give you colors, but it's Patons Kroy socks, and really like this. And then I went with this color, which is beautiful. It knits up amazing. I knitted a pair of socks, so maybe on the screen I'm putting over here so you can see it. So it was kind of a bummer to mix them up, but I thought, well, heck it, let's go and do it, because at that point I couldn't find anything extra. What I mean by that, I started knitting a sock and I think I finished one sock, and then I decided to go through my stash and see do I have anything else, and then I found this yarn. And this yarn I got from a viewer, like literally when I started this channel maybe 5 years ago, and I haven't used it yet, and I thought that would be perfect, but again, I didn't use it. But you know what, maybe one day. I found also this, so there is a bit to knit, maybe not 12-inch sock, you know, 9-inch would be fine. And then I cut the yarn and I finished with our mix of purples and pinks and inserted a heel. And I love them. They are so cute. And because they're sport weight, they take me almost the same time as to knit socks for myself with a fingering weight yarn, because I go 56, this is 60 stitches, and then maybe I go 60 for my foot, it's 70 rounds, so maybe just, you know, just 20 rounds including both socks. I had to put more time-wise. That's all. So I really enjoyed and encourage you to maybe try to knit socks. Once I heard that for some people something can be pleasure and for someone could be a punishment. Therefore knitting for me, like I said, calms my soul and it's a total pleasure. Therefore in 2021, as I mentioned, I'm putting videos over there when I'm knitting socks and giving them away. So check those videos out if you're interested to maybe build up some handmade goodies made in Ireland by me. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you next one. Bye.